Yeah, you mentioned in a previous interview that is a rock and roll statement. What is the condition of rock and roll today, you think?
Organically, at analog recording, I want to hear the real instruments, no processed sounds, no synthesizers. I want to hear Fender Stratocasters. I want to hear Gibson guitars. I don't want to hear Gibson basses. I want to hear live drums with maybe 2 mics, and I want to hear no overdubs, really.
Did you hear that in the recent past from other bands?
No. I haven't really heard it for a while, but this is not my idea. This was Kevin's idea.
Mm-hmm.
I just went along with it. I thought it was a great vision to have a raw, energetic, in-your-face, honest-to-goodness, brutal rock and roll album. So we achieved that.
But is that maybe for you then also, when you had to write the songs in the week, did you feel any pressure maybe that you had now to redefine where rock and roll is at today, or is it a sort of task you had also on your shoulders a little bit?
If I'd have had that on my shoulders, I probably would have freaked out. All I was doing was celebrating the music that I grew up listening to, playing it, sort of reinventing it again. Because if you listen very closely, you'll hear things in the music that you might be familiar with, but they're not copied. So I wanted to make an album that an AC/DC or Led Zeppelin fan or Rolling Stones fan or Yes or Pink Floyd fan would appreciate.
But how is it for you? Yeah, you got labeled a little bit as a supergroup. How is it to work with people that already have like a huge backlist of things they did musically, to step away from that and now, sort of reinvent themselves maybe a little bit, or is it fresh when working with such professionals?
Well, I can say this to you, that everybody in the band is very, very good and virtuosos with their instruments. And there's a certain ego that is needed to be that good. There wasn't an ego in the room while we were playing, which I thought was very interesting. But I noticed a tremendous concentration from all 4 members. There was no nerves. It just felt right.
Did they share your vision when it comes to really like...
Oh yeah, they shared my vision, but I actually let my song become the band because I wanted to hear what their adaptation of my music would be. And Jason brings his vibe to every song, and he changes the formats quite a bit, you know, and he's a very, very good arranger and musician. Derek just simply played Hammond organ.
But you've never played with them before, huh? So how was it for you to write without knowing how they would like react to it?
Bizarre, strange, incredible, atmospheric, wonder, how do we do this? The red light is going on now and you're recording. What's going to happen? It's kind of like magic time. And I don't say that to be arrogant. It's just magic time. It happens in music. Some things are just magic.
But were you at the moment, maybe before that, when you had this 1 week time frame, were you maybe struck with insecurity at that point, maybe that you thought, well, hey, maybe I cannot do this, or I cannot do it anymore?
There was never a moment where I was frightened.
Okay.
I knew that I had written something, especially in One Last Soul, track 2, I knew that there was something there that would signal some sort of spark. And then with Beggar Man, I knew that Joe would turn that riff into some distorted freak out. And with no time, Jason doubled up the groove. See, everybody took my song and made it sort of theirs. So I knew that giving the songs to them, they would just make it their own. So
you never had to stand up after that and say, hey, wait, it's going the wrong way.
I did, yeah.
Oh, you did? You have to do that sometimes?
I did.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did. And we played it many different ways until it got back to either my way or it went their way. But it was still my baby.
Mm-hmm.
It was difficult having my baby handled by many different people. But that's the beauty of being in a band. Trust me, you know, when you're in a band, you have to be part of a band. And that's the way it is.